Hi, thanks for tuning in. Today I want to share all of the lovely items that I picked up from my recent trip to Paris. We recently went for a kind of long weekend in Paris and had a lovely time. A lot of really good food and pastries, wine, all that good stuff. And of course, a lot of really good shopping. There are several items that I think make really good souvenirs and gifts that I want to share as well. And then of course, there are some special pieces that I was able to get that I'm super excited to add to my collection. One of my main objectives was Goyard, and I was successful. A little too successful, I would say. My original mission was to get a bag for my mom, and then I walked out with two. But I did succeed in getting the Boheme for my mom. Some of you might know that I already have this bag in my collection. I have it in the classic black print with the black leather trim. And so I decided to get the navy for my mom. It was like Christmas the day I went. They had pretty much all the colors that I was looking for. Then on the way out, this bag caught my eye. And I've always wanted something in the Goyard gray print. I picked up the Rouette, I believe that's what it's called. I think this was the PM, and they said there was a larger size. It opens with a kind of magnetic flap here, as you can see, and it's just an open compartment with a slip pocket in the back. What I also really liked is that this bag comes with a base that you can actually remove if you wanted your bag to have a more like slouchy feel at the bottom, as you can see, but this base otherwise gives it a lot of structure so that it can stay flat. You can also close it this way, where the flap is on the inside versus the flap being on the outside like this. There's different options, which makes it pretty easy, versatile, simple to use. I also liked that the bottom have these like leather feet. I was really excited to add this to my collection. I already used it while I was out there. One of the other stops that we already knew we were going to make was going to Louis Vuitton. There was a piece that we had actually ordered and had ready for pickup for when we were there, and then I ended up getting something else. I'm sensing a theme here. But the item that we ordered is a super special piece. Ta-da! The Speedy 35 from the Spring Summer Men's collection. This is specifically from the Darjeeling Limited collection. As you can see, it has a bunch of animals painted on there, and it's actually embossed. Actually, it's debossed because it depresses, and it is such a cool piece. Some of you may already know the Wes Anderson movie that this was originally featured in. I believe at the time Marc Jacobs was the head designer at Louis Vuitton and created this whole special kind of luggage set to be part of the movie, and Freres had recently brought it back for a men's collection. They also of course made some hard-sided pieces which were a little out of budget for us, but this Speedy 35 was still had like a travel element to it and still had the original animal prints and everything that we thought this was the perfect kind of combination. We also don't have a Speedy 35 in our collection so far, so thought it was a good piece to add. Shoulder strap is also in the patina leather, and all of the hardware on this piece is the like antique brass, so it has a slight weathered look to it. My husband's actually super excited because he's watched the movie. He's always loved the luggage pieces that were in that film, and when he saw that it was coming in this collection, he was super excited, was keeping his eyes peeled, and I'm super stoked that we were able to get it in Paris. So we went into Louis Vuitton to pick up that piece, and then I also saw something else and then walked out with something else. It was a little unexpected, but I picked up my first pair of Louis Vuitton shoes. No, I do have a pair of shearling slippers. These are my first outside pair of shoes because I wear those slippers indoors. Louis Vuitton also has new dust bags for their shoes. They have this like mesh bag with a drawstring pull. These are the shoes that I picked up for myself. This is the new Louis Vuitton sneaker. I don't even know what this sneaker style is called. I will try to link it down below so you can get more official information. This specific pair was a Paris exclusive. There's a little Vivienne and she's holding a croissant. When I showed my friend the shoes that I got, she looked at it and she was like, oh my gosh, it's you. It's you with like your little blue hair and holding a croissant. And I was like, it is me. It was the Vivienne that got me. Another first for us was Moynat, and we actually went to the flagship store. I'm gonna have to insert a picture because my husband already started using his new card wallet, the classic black print with the contrasting tan leather on the inside. One of the cool souvenirs we decided to get this time around was from Sabre, the Cutlery brand. At Sabre in Paris, you can customize your own cutlery sets and pieces. We already had a couple forks and spoons that are from the classic Bistro line, and we already knew that we liked to use those. So I went in with full intention of customizing a few more Bistro pieces, and we wanted to include knives this time. We went to the Sabre in Le Marais because I heard that that was the one that allows you to do customizations and also allows you to do front and back customizations. I wasn't sure if I was going to do a different color on the front and the back, but when I went to the store, there was a set on display that did have two different colors on them. So I ended up liking that look. There's a vintage metal and a polished metal option, and because our other forks and spoons were in the polished metal, we decided to go with the vintage metal. I just liked the contrast of the really shiny color and like the metallic almost sheen that each of the colored sections have against the kind of vintage metal. Those were the designs that we went with. This was an unexpected purchase. It was an unexpected find. I know of this brand, Astier de Villatte, from the ABC store in New York City, ABC Home in New York City. And I know a lot of Korean people really like this brand and they get it for a lot of their tableware. But when we were in the store, we discovered they actually had the Sacai collaboration pieces there. It's inspired off of kintsugi, which is the art of mending kind of cracked or broken pieces with that gold lacquer. And we opted to get one of the smaller plates. It almost looks like a pizza pie. Slices that came from different pies all together. We didn't expect to see or find this piece there, so we were pleasantly surprised that we were able to bring this one home. One of the other popular stores in Le Marais is Merci, and I'd been there a couple of years ago as well. I practiced restraint, that's all I'm gonna say. I did get some homeware. I did get a couple of plates that are super, super cute, and I already love using them. The first one is this one. How adorable is this? From the brand called Serax. I believe that's how it's pronounced. But it looks like they did a collab with Marni. I think this is like the dessert size plate because they also had a larger one. This was the main print that I liked. I enjoyed these little hand-drawn flowers more than the other flower style they had. So I picked up one of the smaller dessert plates. And then the other plate that I got, which is actually wet because I just finished washing it after using it. But it looks like this. And I later found out that this was actually from the same brand because it says Serax on the back as well. I don't know if you can see, but there's like some slight like irregularities. It's not like fully smooth all the way across. It kind of looks like a little like flower or flower petal. So I liked the little subtle detail on it, and I also liked that it's a pretty clean white plate that just has some interest from the edge. So we got two of these. These are also similar size to the Marni plate. It's more like a I guess like a dessert plate or a salad plate. The other thing I picked up from Versi is this sticker book. I love stationery. I also like to do a lot of journaling. They had a few other styles, but I ended up with this one because the inside is pretty much filled with, they have some themes, different illustrations and styles. They're, let me see, like some of them are words and pictures or illustrations. Some of them are, you know, they just had it's like a really cute materials, if you will. Like these you could use to highlight different parts in your journal. These letters are all individual stickers. So I thought this would be just really helpful to have for my journaling needs. One of the other stores that I really wanted to go to was the Rue Cambon Chanel store. And that's primarily because I wanted a white shopping bag and a white box. I know it's silly. I'm not saying it makes sense. Chanel feels like a good brand to get while I'm in Paris. So if I was gonna check it out, I was gonna go to the Rue Cambon store. Well, like, why not? I went into the store with nothing specific in mind. More than handbags, I was thinking about ready to wear or maybe some interesting small leather good. Like those were like general categories that I had in mind. I did ask about the pre-collection, the spring-summer pre-collection denim that has been like all the rage that I have been seeing all over Instagram really. And of course they didn't have those in store. They were pretty much all sold out, as I expected. The sales associate who was helping me was super helpful. She was like, let me pull some things that are in your size and you can take a look. After she pulled some items, I went into the fitting room and I pretty much gasped out loud because I didn't know this item existed and it was really cool. And that's this denim shirt jacket thing. There's the same kind of detailing on the side of the shirt that is also on the denim pants with these like extra pockets. These are all functioning pockets and the two on the chest as well. So it is a bit of a roomier fit for me. I did feel like it looked like just a tad too big for me. And I wasn't sure if it was like the shoulders or was it just the extra roominess or the sleeves. I was like, something about it feels like it's just a little bit too big. But I do like oversized and I can wear oversized items. So I was like, maybe it's just a matter of like tweaking it just a tiny bit. And so they offered to have one of their tailors come over to take a look and see if there were any kind of quick alterations they could do to have it better fit me. It was a wonderful experience. Well, they demonstrated a lot of knowledge of like the garment itself, but also some of the intention behind the construction or the way it's kind of put together and things like that. Because when I was talking about, oh, maybe moving the shoulders in a little bit more so it fits my shoulders a little bit better, just because I feel like the arms are a little too long, the tailor was mindful in mentioning you can do that, but the denim has very specific washing all throughout the garment. Is like if you look at the sleeves, right? Like there's some lighter kind of washing happening in some specific areas, and those are all intentional to kind of follow the lines of the garment. And he was like, if you moved the shoulders in, he was afraid some of the coloring would get disturbed and it might not look as natural if the shoulder portions come in. He advised why not taking in the sleeves a little bit, not from this bottom end because there's a lot of washing detail, but actually kind of taking it in from this hem up here. They were able to accommodate a slightly accelerated alteration timeline because they knew I was leaving in a couple of days. Yeah, it was a great experience. I came back and I picked it up. When I tried it back on, the sleeves were fitting a lot better. Very special piece that I'm super excited to have in my collection. The last bit are going to be some food items I want to share. I also think because these make really, really great gifts, so I wanted to share them quickly. This is one of my favorite tea stores. sweaters from Paris have had French blue Earl Grey. I got it a couple of years ago. They're in these little like linen sachets. Sometimes I find Earl Grey can be a little bit too floral, but I do like the French blue because it also includes some of the blue, the flowers, nice and fragrant. I wanted to get another box of the French blue, which I have, and then we were kind of sniffing some of the other teas, and this one really stood out. It stood out to me and it stood out to my husband separately. Because later he was like, oh my gosh, you have to smell this one. And I was like, oh, that's the same one I was just looking at. And that is the Sweet Shanghai. I got this to give as a gift. This is the like loose leaf Sweet Shanghai, but we also got a box of the bagged Sweet Shanghai to give as another gift. And we also ended up getting the Ume black tea for ourselves as well. Some coffee beans for a friend who is starting her espresso journey. These petite sables, these cookies to gift with the tea. The other thing that we got from La Grande Épicerie is butter. So we did get some Boheme, I think that's the brand, butter. We also got some crepes from the refrigeration section. I love getting crepes when I'm in, like pre-made crepes when I am in Paris, and my lovely friend who lives in France that we catch up with always is sweet enough to bring us some fresh made crepes from where she's from in Brittany. But I also happened to see some in the refrigeration section. So I picked up the dessert crepes that we have eaten. So I can't show you anymore. But in case you're like me and you really like the crepes from France and you want to bring some of them home with you, check out the refrigeration section. I think that's everything as part of my Paris haul this year. Absolutely adore everything, really, that I got. Sometimes it's like the little things, like new cutlery that gets you really excited to just eat. I get so much joy out of just using the new plates and kind of like plating things on them and using my new cutlery for them. So I'm really thrilled with everything that we were fortunate enough to get. If you have any questions on anything, please let me know in the comments down below and I'll be happy to answer you down there. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye!